Hey everyone, Shane here from the Spirit of the Cosmos. Thank you for joining me today. Today's video is a Q&A. I got three great questions from fans, and I thought I'd share them on this video. The Q&A videos are quite popular, and a lot of people have asked me to continue doing them, and I am more than happy to start and continue the Q&A videos. So here we go, the three questions I got. One of them was, Shane, love the show. Thank you. But who or what is God? And what is your view on God? That's a powerful question, and there's billions of answers, but I'll give you mine. The second question I found extremely interesting. They asked me, how does time or moment by moments happen in the afterlife? And also, are we greeted when we pass or die or pass away, or wherever you want to call it? Interesting question. And the third one cracked me up. It's very to the point. Shane, I live with a pessimistic person. I can't stand it anymore. How do I deal with it? So we're going to go over those three questions, and we're getting started right now. Alrighty, question number one was, who or what is God? And Shane, what is your view on the topic? Well, God, the source, the infinite creator, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is really a personal thing. And I don't think there's any right or wrong definition for God, because I believe, personally, my viewpoint, that God is everything. And since God is everything within an infinite possibility of creation, where anything and everything can happen, there really is no right or wrong way to define or to express God to another person. It's an internal thing, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute, why I feel that way. But there's 3 or 4 kind of general approaches to God. You have where God is a separate being, a divine deity that is not us, and is something that we can never reach or evolve or advance into, which many religions, they sort of give that impression off, that God is here, you are here, and you get over it. Then you have the thought process that God is in everything and everyone, and that everything and everyone is God. You, me, these trees, the beautiful sunlight, everything is one energy, and that each of us is an aspect, an expression, a unique frequency of that oneness. And then you have people who are agnostic, who they might believe in a higher power, they might believe that we're all one, but they sort of need to see the proof. And then you have atheists who don't believe in any God at all, who don't believe that there's any higher power or higher order, but there are also variations to that also. And I've actually met an atheist who said not believing in God gave them so much thought about something that they did not believe in, that they eventually started believing in God, because that's all they thought about. I don't believe in God. They said, I don't believe in a God. I don't believe in a God. Well, why am I keep repeating myself? Why do I keep saying there is something, that there is nothing, when there is something? Anyway, long story. So with that, I do recommend that you try new things. If you're not sure who or what God is, you need to reach inside and try new things. Try going to church with people, attend spiritual churches. You got churches for anything all around. Online churches, YouTube churches, any faith. If you want to worship trees, you got it. Rocks, anything you want. It's on the internet, and that's good. So don't be closed-minded and narrow-minded with faiths and religions, but find what works for you. Because I wrote here, don't knock faiths and religions and spiritual practices till you try them. They might not resonate with you because you might not know about them, but if you dive deep into them, you might actually say, hey, that really resonates with me. Also, no one can tell you what to believe. No one can. What you believe's in here and in here. So the key to finding God to me is knowing, accepting, and understanding what your heart, your mind, and your inner voice is telling you. So there we go. And so for my view on God, I believe that we are all one. I believe that we live within an infinite creation where anything is possible by an infinite creator. But in order for the infinite creator to know, to express itself, and to really gain knowledge of the infinity, we are created to experience for the infinite creator, or source, or God. I like to use the word source or infinite creator. Source has a very cool and positive vibe to it. So that's what I believe, that we have source energy, which is everything. And each of us are little aspects, little sparks to this eternal, divine, beautiful flame. And these little sparks that are us, our souls, go out and venture and experience and then come back, because we're all one, so you can't really get away from yourself. So we come back and share the experiences of lives and sharing and being with each other and just life in general. And that creates the constant infinity upon which creation is a part of. That's some deep stuff right there, but that's what I believe. So with that, I also would like to say that God, the name of God is I Am. So God is an eternal source, infinite creator is an eternal experience. When you say I am a positive person, I am a light worker, I am here to help others, I am here to be a positive example to others, I am very grateful, I am very forgiving, and I am very high vibrational. Those I ams are God also, what I believe. When you say I am, you are allowing the infinite creation to expand. You are becoming a manifester. And creation loves to serve itself. Life loves to serve itself. So when you say I am, and you really connect with whatever beliefs and faiths you have inside, you are sending out expansion of creation. So I hope that answered that question. Didn't mean to ramble on and get so deep about it. But now we're going to go with the question 2, which was the afterlife. How does time or the moment by moment system work in the afterlife? And are we greeted when we pass away? Alrighty, real quick before we get into the afterlife question, I have studied the afterlife very intensively. I think that's the right word. Intensively. Yes. I've studied a lot of work by Edgar Cayce. I have studied a lot of afterlife material around the world of studies done by people who have died and have been resuscitated or brought back to life, and they've shared their experiences. I'm talking about case studies done from people all over the planet, all sorts of faiths, cultures, religions, and everything. And I correlated all of that into similarities. And so I wrote down a few interesting things about the afterlife. However, because we live in such a not so afterlife life where everything here is a physical type of matrix, we have solid matter and time is linear, and we age and everything eventually breaks down and passes to a new phase. The afterlife is very timeless. So a lot of this is lost in translation. So what I'll do instead is share a vision. When I went to do this video, I wanted to really give a good answer, but the only thing I had was a vision. So I'll go over that quickly. So, a lot of people say time does not exist in the afterlife. But like everything else, I do believe time evolves and changes. Just because time might not exist and how you perceive doesn't mean it does not exist. In the afterlife, time must exist in some way, shape, or form for things to move, for things to have an order. I'm not sure. I'm not obviously in the afterlife, but this is a theory of mine. And with that, the only thing I can do is share this vision. So I meditated heavily on time and in the afterlife, and I had a beautiful, beautiful vision. I was in the woods, running around. I looked very similar to how I do now in the vision, but I saw this child running by, and I realized it was my son, my 3-year-old toddler. He was running around the woods laughing, and I was laughing too. And everything was in super slow motion. Like time was moving from now moment to now moment, but it sort of took its time. There was no rush. That's the first feeling I got for the afterlife. There was really no rush to anything. And I don't know about you, but I'm almost 40. I have been around for a while. I'm an adult. I've done all the things we all do to stay busy all the time. I'd like to slow down, honestly, just take my time with everything. But that's how the afterlife felt in this vision. And I remember calling out to my son to come towards me. And as he was running towards me, he was barely a baby that could walk. And then all of a sudden, he was a 10-year-old boy running full sprint at me. And then he was an adult. And then he was a child again. It was the most amazing vision. My son running at me and constantly changing in his age. Then when he got to me, I was a child. And he said to me, let's go run around and play. And I felt like a child. I felt like, yes, let's do that. This will be fun. And we just had a blast. Then the vision, like a cool effect thing, moved to another scene where my son and I were on a beach. I was an older man and he was a grown man. And we just sat there and talked. We just talked and hung out with each other. And like 1,000 years passed. And there was no concern about the time at all. So then I came out of the vision because I was like, that's just a lot to really process. And it took me a while to really write down just the key elements to the vision. But that's how it was. I think time does pass in the afterlife, but I really think it has little to no meaning because there's no need for time to pass. But I think eventually, as you live within the afterlife and live within perfection like that, maybe you want to do something else, and that's when time maybe speeds up and you reincarnate or choose a life or choose an experience you want to do. I'm not sure. And the second part of this question was beautiful vision. I hope y'all like that. The second part of the question was, are we greeted when we pass away? Yes. That is one similarity I have correlated with all the afterlife studies that I have done, is we are greeted when we pass away. Family, friends, pets, anything you've ever been very close to and really loved. And I believe that anything that can feel and express love has a soul. I really feel that. So anything or anyone that you've ever been really close to and really loved in your life will be there to greet you in the afterlife. A very beautiful experience. In fact, one of the most common things said for all these afterlife study cases when these people were resurrected, when they were resuscitated, when they were brought back to life, was, I want to go back. That was one of the first things a lot of these people said. I want to go back. Why did you bring me back here? I want to go back there. So I hope that answers that question. So now we'll move on to question number 3, the direct question. Shane, I live with a pessimistic person. I'm tired of it. How do I deal? Alrighty, so question 3, how do you deal with a pessimistic person? Pessimism is killer. It's one of those things where you're around someone and they're always down and out and negative, and they think everything and everyone's out to get them. And no matter what's going on, they're going to see the negative side of things. I feel you. I know people like that myself. There are only a few options you have. Number 1, you can cut it and tell them bye. I have done that with a few people in my life. It hurts, but I was just honest. I tell some people are energy vampires, and I'm just so negative and down. I cannot be around you. I love you. I'm very sorry it's come to this, and I will always leave the door open for you and me to always talk and communicate if things can get better. But if they're not, I just can't be around you because I have to worry about my energies. And people who are negative and pessimistic, they just drag you down sometimes, especially when they're just chronically down and out negative. When they wake up every day and they're like, today's going to suck. Today's going to be terrible. Everything's out to get me. It's like they chase their own tail every day. They're pre-programmed themselves to wake up and say blah to the world. Can't take it. You can get away from them, or you can do a simple reflection thing that I have done that has worked quite well with a few people. When you're around someone who spits out negative stuff, you stand there and you hold a mirror up and you spit out positive stuff. So when they're like, I hate this place, you say, I love this place. When they say, this food doesn't taste as good as it should for what I paid, you say, I think the food tastes wonderful. You bounce it back. They send you out negative, you stop it with positive. Reflection technique. Two things will happen there. They'll either A, get tired of you and run away, which might be at your best benefit, or two, they might say you're right, or your positive energy might start outweighing their negative energy. So that's how I deal with pessimistic people. Let them go, tell them you love them, and have a safe and amazing life ahead. But leave a door open. You never want to burn bridges. Awesome life lesson I definitely learned. Or number two, reflect positivity back. When they say blah, you say ha. I like that. That'd be a good bumper sticker. Spiritualbumperstickers.com. Maybe I'll do that business one day. Anyway, I have talked a lot in this video. No matter what you believe in or think about, you are on a spiritual golden path. You are walking your spiritual journey through this life. Stay positive. Believe. Remember, seeing is not believing. Believing is seeing. Believing allows you to see things, not the other way around. So stay positive. Have faith. Believe. If you strongly believe in something, master it. Don't worry about the afterlife, and really until you get there, although it is fascinating to study. And if you're around pessimistic people, I gave you some tips how to deal with that, but stay positive. Negative people don't like to be around positive people too long because the positivity becomes addictive. Higher vibe, positive energy is like candy. It's awesome. Everyone wants to be happy. Everyone wants to be positive and bright, even if they don't show it. Because negativity draws you in and just crushes you over time. Look at people's photos from years ago. If you know someone who's really negative, look how they've aged. You'll notice that they age really horribly. I've proven this too. Find someone you know who's negative, that doesn't mind you going through their photos, or pessimistic people, or just down and out people, and look how they've aged. You'll notice. Anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you. You are all unique and beautiful people. Thank you for watching The Spirit of the Cosmos, and have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Leave me a comment down below. What are some questions you have? Feel free to email me. I don't mind. This is open communication for my YouTube channel. I love each and every one of you. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you soon.